Hey everybody, just wanted to check in again this week. I thought the topic today should be motivation. I understand from many of you directly and from the survey we did that sustaining motivation through the coronavirus is one of the biggest challenges. And I can empathize. I had a black cloud over me this past weekend. We had a snow day. The snow fell on Saturday. I tried all my normal techniques. I took a walk, I cooked a meal, I read a book. Nothing was working, and I eventually just decided you're going to have to forgive yourself for not being able to dig out of this right now, because sometimes you can actually demotivate yourself even more when you can't find ways to move forward. And I think we're kidding ourselves if we think we're not going to get through this whole coronavirus era without a slump here or there. So I thought I'd share with you a story that goes back to my youth when I was the age of many of our students. I was working in Cambodia and Thailand in refugee camps, and I was very discouraged, maybe the most discouraged I've ever been in my life. And a very wise mentor of mine, a Cambodian man named Prong Tan, took me aside and told me this parable. It's about a novice who goes to a Buddhist temple and is going to be initiated. And the head monk takes him to an enormous, enormous temple that stretches out acres and acres. And the floor of that temple is made of little tiles the size of a domino. And he says to the novice, your first task is to clean the floor of this temple. And the novice looks out at this temple. He can hardly see the end of it. He says, how can I possibly do this? And the monk says, take this cloth, get down on your hands and knees and clean one tile. And when you've cleaned that tile, then we go on and clean the next one. And I think the message of this story is sometimes we can be overwhelmed by the enormity and the uncertainty and the worries and anxiety about our health and the health of others. Sometimes the best thing you can do is just get down on your hands and knees, focus on one tile at a time, make it sparkle and shine, and feel some sense of accomplishment that you got something done. Now, I hope that parable doesn't annoy you, because sometimes if you are stuck, it's annoying when people tell you parables to try to help you get unstuck. But I have personally found that useful in my life, sometimes just to break it down and not get overwhelmed by everything that has to be done, but just focus on that one thing right in front of you and get a little bit of a sense of satisfaction when you see that tile shine. The final thought I have for you is that I mentioned that my daughter Farrell, my oldest daughter, is now working in New York City on a COVID unit. She actually got posted to Columbia Presbyterian Hospital in Harlem. And she told me an amazing thing, which is that every time they discharge a coronavirus patient, they play a song to celebrate. So I asked her, what's the last song they played? And it was I Got a Feeling by the Black Eyed Peas. Shout out to Keith Harris, drummer, producer, MD for the Black Eyed Peas, Berkeley alum. But it's interesting, even in our darkest moments, when we need to celebrate, when we need hope, music is what we turn to. All the best to you.